It is Wednesday, August 21st, 2019, 12:52 p.m. It's pretty warm outside, kind of humid. So yesterday was the Slipknot show, which I was super excited for. And I just wanted to talk about what, I guess, the show in general. So, got out of school at around 11. I went down to the restaurant near here to get some breakfast at around 1. They served it till 2. That was good. Got filled up. Also, my hair looks like dog shit today. Holy shit. Rough. But I got breakfast, and then I left. Took me about an hour to get to the train station. Took the train in, and I was really nervous the entire time because I was like, I don't know if this is the right one. I don't know where I'm going. Because I was going earlier than Matt and Maciek because Maciek couldn't get off of work early enough, and I wanted to see all the bands. So I was going in a bit earlier, and yeah, that was a little spooky. But I saw people who looked like metalheads who had like rock band shirts. So they were going on the same train as I was, so that was cool. So I got on there and was about an hour in, and then we get off, and the C&E's going on, and that was just really confusing because to get into the I don't know, I got online because I was like, you have to go through the C&E to get to the venue, and I was like, okay, I hope I don't have to buy a ticket to the C&E. So I go up to stand in line, go up to the dude, and I'm like, yeah, I'm here for the concert, and he's like, yeah, go ahead. So all right, cool. And now I have to figure out how to get from there to the venue, and it's just there's rides everywhere, there's gates everywhere. It's so hard to navigate. There's no signs telling you if you're here, if you want to go to Budweiser stage, go here. So I'm like, I have no idea what's going on, where I'm going, and there's no one in front of me that looks like they're going to a concert. So I'm like, okay, I'm on my own. So I'm kind of eyeing out because I can't even see the venue. So I'm like, okay. So I'm eyeing out where I think I'm supposed to be going. I ended up finding a place that lets me actually leave the C&E, and finally I get to the bridge that you cross to get to the venue, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I get in. I stood in line, and then some chick was shouting out, "Does anyone here have pit tickets?" And she worked with the venue. I was like, "I have pit tickets." She's like, "All right, so what you want to do is you need to get the wristband, the pit wristband." So you need to go to the line, and then I don't know. She said go past the spiked gates, and I was like, okay, cool. I go to the far left, and there's no spiked gates. I have no idea where I'm going. So there's a line that has no one in it. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's this one. So I go there. I'm like, is this for the general admission? She's like, no, this is for American Express or something. So I'm like, okay. So I go to the line next to it, and the girl starts patting me down. And I go through. Oh, no, sorry. Is that what happened? Yeah, I think the girl patted me down, and then I went to get my ticket scanned, and then I was like, is this for general admission? The girl's like, no, you have to go to see that whatever banner, go there. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, okay. So I go there, I get patted down again, and then I get my general admission, then I'm going in. So hassle to get in, but finally I get in, and gee, why are these so dirty? Christ. So I get in, and pretty much by the time I get around to the washrooms, Behemoth starts going on. So I finish up my business and I go out to see Behemoth. And the floor of the pit at this venue was small, man. It looks so much bigger when you're in the seats or in the lawn. But it was small. Apparently it holds, Maciek was saying it holds 1,000. I don't think that's true, dude. It holds at least or at most 200, dude. There's no way you're fitting 1,000 people in there. It was small as shit. So, yeah, Behemoth didn't have the biggest crowd, but they put on a good show. Nurgle posted on his Instagram it was the best show on the tour so far. I didn't really feel like it was that good of, in terms of the crowd being that good of a show, but I guess you liked it. Overall, I mean, it was a good show. Kind of the same as I saw last year with Slayer, so no complaints. It's a good band. They didn't play "A Fire in the Void," which they're my favorite song, so I've already heard it once. But surprising, because I'm pretty sure that's one of their more popular songs. But they played for 40-ish minutes, and it was kind of hard to hear them just in general. Everything kind of just sounded like one, and I wasn't sure if that was just me being on the floors and having my earplugs in or what, but I was like, all right, I don't know what's really going on. Like, it's hard. It was really hard to understand what they were playing, so that was annoying. So yeah, that was about it. And then afterwards, Gojira came on. They played for about like what was it, like 45 minutes or something like that. Honestly, I didn't like their set, or I don't know. It's not that I didn't like their set. I didn't hear anything. It was literally all bass. It was just drums. The kind of drums where like he does the kicks, the kick, and like my jugular starts vibrating. So all I heard was bass and drums. That's it. I have no fucking clue what songs they played, unless there was no bass or drums in certain sections. Like, it was so literally impossible to hear. It was really annoying. So, and they were like the only band that had that issue. So they need to figure that shit out because it sounded awful. Like, I don't even know how to rate their live show because I didn't hear shit. So quality wise, it was an awful show. They also have these fucking bright ass lights, like all across the back of the stage, and they just constantly flash. And it's like, no matter where you look, you're getting blinded. And I was like, this is fucking annoying. Like, why would you do this to the audience? So they need to like send someone out to the audience and experience that show so they can fix it. Because it was, at least from the pit, maybe it sounded better the further back in the venue you got. But Jesus Christ, in the pit, it did not sound good at all. It just was like, okay, dude, sick. I don't know. Yeah, they had the second best crowd of the night though, next to Slipknot. People were going insane. The floor was pretty filled up. Yeah, it was just, I mean, people really liked that band, and I was surprised they went on second. So I was like, I feel like that's a big band, so surprised to see them go on second. But they're done. And then Volbeat comes on around 7:30. They played for an hour. I don't know, man. Like, this band, I have plenty of their songs saved. I just don't know how I feel about them still. Like, the vocalist, I can't get behind him fully, so I'm still on the fence about him. So, they just stuck out in a bad way. Like, you have Behemoth, black metal, Gojira, like, whatever the fuck genre that is, and like, then you come into like a hard rock Elvis impersonation band or Johnny Cash, whatever the fuck impersonation band. I'm just like, it really killed the energy, at least for me. Like, even with the bass with Gojira, like, I was getting amped up for the show, and then Volbeat came and I was just deflated after. Like, it's not that they didn't have a good show, but they didn't have a bad show. It was just kind of a neutral show. It wasn't anything crazy, and I was just like, this is, for the band that plays right before the headliner, this is such, like, not a good band. Like, I would have much rather have seen Gojira in that spot, even Behemoth. Like, Volbeat did, I don't know, man. For me personally, I know people enjoyed it, but like, for me personally, it just sucked all the energy out of the show for me, and I was like, okay, if it's playing like an hour, Jesus Christ. And there's this one dude who came into the floors, and I guess he was drunk because later on, before Slipknot, he was going around hugging everyone, saying we're family. But he made me laugh a bit because he was just walking up to random people and just going like, pointing at the van, like, what the fuck is this? Why is this here? And he pointed, like, he went out to some random people and he pointed at the dude's shirt and said, "We are not your kind tour." And another dude's shirt said Slipknot. And he pointed back at Volbeat and he's like, "Fuck you, Volbeat. What the fuck is this?" He was pretty upset about it. And it seemed like a few people around where I was weren't too impressed. So, yeah, I don't know. Just whatever. I would have much preferred they'd be like the first band. Like, because I think Volbeat, Behemoth, Gojira would have been a much better, than Slipknot would have been a much better order. But yeah, what else was there? I wrote some stuff down so I don't forget. The vocalist seemed pretty nice though. I don't remember exactly what he was talking about. Throughout the night, he kind of talked to the crowd for a bit, and he seemed nice. He also, like, as they were playing songs, he'd walk along the stage, and he'd give people thumbs up, and I saw him say thank you a few times. So he seemed nice and gracious, so I mean, that's cool and all. It's just his voice. I don't know. I'm on the fence. Like I said, I like him, but I don't. Danko Jones made an appearance. He did vocals for one of the songs, which was pretty cool. And then at one point in the show, it was kind scary. It happened literally right in front of me. So I'm like right at the back against the railings at the back, and this girl kind of just walks pretty much like 2 feet away from me, and she she's looking behind me, and she crouches down, and I look behind me because I'm like, all right, she's probably drunk or high or something. She's like not making any eye contact, so I don't know what she's doing. So I look behind me to see if there's anything that she's looking at. I turn around and she just passes out. She falls back, and it looked like her head smacked against the pavement. And for like 2 seconds, I froze, like, holy fuck, what is happening? Fortunately, in those 2 seconds, a few dudes, I think one of which I don't know who he was, but I guess he was with her because I saw them together later. But they pounced, like literally, as she was falling back, she hadn't even hit the ground yet. These dude pounced on her to make sure she was okay. So that was pretty cool. But after 2 seconds or whatever it was, I was like, all right, these dudes have that girl. So I waved over at security. I was like, yo, we need a paramedic here. And the paramedic took his sweet ass time. Like, he kind of slowly sauntered over, nice and slow, putting on his gloves. I'm like, dude, like, could you hurry the fuck up? Like, what if this girl needs like serious medical attention right now? And you're just, yeah, just getting ready for the work ahead. Yeah, taking your sweet ass time, dude. So I don't know. They rolled her over, which was smart. I probably wouldn't have thought of that because she was just laying, right? So they rolled her over, and I guess always good to roll someone over in case, you know, they're having a seizure or something like that. The dudes, the paramedic just came, and literally all I saw him do was he kind of rubbed her arm a little bit, and he talked to her for a bit. And then literally after a few minutes, she literally popped back up. She seemed totally okay. As she was coming up, I think I saw her mouth anxiety, so maybe it was something to do with like some sort of medical condition that made her pass out. But yeah, she got up. The paramedic got her a water. She gave the okay. Paramedic said okay. He shooed away the other people who were coming with the first aid kit, and she was fine. I saw her later with the dude she was with walking towards the floors for Slipknot. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. Fortunately, she's okay. Hopefully, it's nothing serious that caused the issue. And hopefully she didn't smack her head too hard, because honestly, it looked like the way the momentum of her body like whiplashed the back of her head into the concrete. So that was terrifying for a bit. But yeah, so for Volbeat, yeah, I left like 20 minutes left in the set. I was like, I think I've seen enough, and I just left. I went to catch up with Matt and Maciek, and knowing that the girl was okay, I made like a kind of a darker joke, not really dark, but maybe not inappropriate joke. And I don't know, was it me that said it? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It was either me or Maciek that said it. And we just made the joke that Volbeat was so bad that this girl wanted to pass out to get away from them. So, yeah. So that was something funny. But yeah, then after Volbeat, there was like 45-minute intermission, and then Slipknot came out. And they destroyed it, dude. The vocals were a little quiet and hard to hear sometimes, so that kind of sucked. The Volbeat actually had the best sound quality of the entire show. So I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, the Slipknot killed it. Tortilla Man was hilarious. At one point, he was doing drums for one of the songs, and like he had so much flair. He was like, I can't even do it, but like I don't know. It was just so funny what he was doing. At one point, Sid. I think it was during Vermilion. At the end of Vermilion, Sid got on top, like, so basically Tortilla Man laid down on his drum set or on the percussion set, and Sid got on top of there and mimicked murdering him. So that was kind of funny. Sid had like an moving platform that he kind of would walk on and do some shit with. And yeah, I started the show, like first song I started off the show a little further to the back, but then there was nothing really going on. I don't have that much room, so I moved up closer towards the pit, and I had plenty of room there. Yeah, this show wasn't as crazy as the first one I went to. Like that one, I honestly needed to move the fuck back because it was like I was being pulled by a wave. With this one, it just felt like a regular show. I didn't really feel like the crowd was too crazy. At least where I was. Maybe it was a little bit more, because I was like a little off center. Like I was just a little off center. So maybe it was crazier more towards the center where the actual pit was. But yeah, one of the songs that I wasn't expecting to play, I totally forgot they were playing, was All Out Life. That one kicked ass. That was awesome. They played Vermilion, which I love. went hype on that. Surfacing, obviously, it's one of my favorites. And they played a whole bunch of other stuff. They played Solway Firth, which is like probably the best Slipknot song ever. So glad I got to hear that. Yeah, one of the things I realized this a long time ago, but like I just keep reinforcing it whenever I go to certain shows where instead of kind of sitting in the back and just popping my head, like for a show like this where I know all the songs that are one of my favorite bands, I go in and I pick a spot and I just kind of I headbang and I might if someone pushes me, I'll mosh a little bit here and there, but like I'm really just I let loose, and I found that people really leave you alone, and if you're like that. And I kept looking around because I wanted to make sure that like, because it's not that I was like moving around, but like I'd be like headbanging and I could be swaying back and forth. So I wanted to make sure that if I'm doing that, I'm not like bumping into someone, shoving my ass into their crotch or just invading someone's personal space. So I kept looking around. And literally, I had like a circle of no one around me. It was awesome, dude. People just leave you alone. It's fucking awesome. So yeah, I let loose. I really needed that, man. I think there's been 4 shows in my life: Norma Jean, Oh Sleeper, and the 2 Slipknot shows now, where I went in and like when I left, I still felt so free. Like everything, I didn't have a care in the world. I left feeling just. It was like therapy, dude. It was like therapy plus a massage. Like I felt so liberated, so free of all the stress and the bullshit of everyday life. And I just left it all there. And I just enjoyed that moment. It was so nice. I needed that so much, especially because Monday I was in such a foul mood. Like I was literally everything pissed me off, and like I was just I don't know. I just needed that, and I felt so good and free and okay after it. I don't know how I don't know really how to explain it, but yeah, I needed that, and I'm so happy that I got that. Yeah, it was hot as shit, so I sweat hard, and my shirt. So by the time I got on the train, it was 11:50, and that's the only thing that sucks with getting with taking the train in, is that it kind of takes a little bit longer getting home. So that kind of sucked. But yeah, I got home. I went to bed at like 2:30, something like that, and the shirt was still like drenched in sweat, and the show ended at like 10:45. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, in terms of shirts, I got this one with the tour dates on the back. Really like it. I like white shirts, just because I feel like they look good on me. But yeah. So yeah, I literally sweat so goddamn much there, and I just left it all out there, dude. And before the Slipknot show, actually, I said something to Matt and Maciek, and some dude heard me. I guess he said something. I don't remember what I said, but I started talking to him. I ended up talking to him for like 15 minutes. We talked about he was drunk, so we talked about how his girlfriend bought him tickets to this, and he was saying how he's a wrestling fan. He went to SummerSlam, so we talked about wrestling for a bit, yeah, we had a good time there, and then. As when they were playing Get This, that's when I was going more towards the the front, I guess. And this dude, I guess, I don't know, he was turned around or he was coming out or something like that, but he kind of looked at me as they the part where they're just repeating Get This or Die. And he and I just locked eyes. We're like, get this or die, get this or die. And we just started screaming at each other. It was pretty funny. And then, I don't know, maybe halfway through the show, some dude kind of pulled up beside me. He was wearing one of the jumpsuits, and I think his name was Jay. And I'm pretty sure he was a little drunk, but he and I just had like a little chill moment. Like he was kind of my mosh buddy or my headbanging buddy, because like he was literally right beside me, and we're headbanging and stuff. And if I was headbanging, he'd kind of like put his hand behind me to brace me and shit. And at one point, he was kind of holding onto my shirt, like literally had like a handful of my shirt like this. And at first, I looked at him like, "What the fuck's going on?" Because I thought someone was grabbing me. I was like, "All right, this is this dude." And he's kind of using me as his balance. So I was like, "Whatever, I don't give a fuck, whatever." So yeah, he and I just had a great time, and we kept like talking to each other. At one point, sometimes he kept like tapping me and making me look at him, and I was like, I started singing the song at him. At one point, I think it was Sulfur. It was during the chorus. I started yelling the chorus in his face. I was like, "Ah, all right, brother." And then he kept. At one point he kept like, a couple times throughout the show. He kind of kept like tapping me and like pointing me like there's a little more room or there's another spot you can stand in right here. And I was like, the first time I went over because it was actually a better room. The second time I was like right in front of him and like there wasn't really that much room to do what I wanted to do. So I was like, "Nah, dude, I'm good. Thank you though." And then yeah, we shook hands, we hugged. And yeah, I fucking love drunk people, like that I like. The people that are really obnoxious can obviously be obnoxious, but like people like that are like, and the dude I was talking to with talking about wrestling with, like, those are I love those types of people because I'm a little introverted and it's sometimes harder for me to make conversation. But with those people, it's so easy because literally there's no awkward moment. Like you can just talk about anything, and they're just easy to talk to, and they're just so easy to love, right? So, but I don't know. I think his name is Jay. Start with a J. Yeah, I don't know. This dude was like my brother throughout the show, dude. At once I remember what song it was, but literally at one point, like when he had like my shirt, the back of my shirt though, like right here, and I was kind of doing the hard head banging, and like I could see him out of the corner of my eye doing the exact same thing. So, yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, super soaked. Had to take off my shirt. I walked pretty much to the GO station without one, and then I put it on before I got on the train. On the train, the door to the washroom was closed, and for like the 40 minutes or so, and then people thought either someone is having sex in there or they're dead. And there was this couple who got on who I guess were shopping, and the girl seemed a little concerned, so she grabbed one of the people who worked on the train, and he opened the door and said it was closed for a reason. And it was funny because the couple of dudes that were there like, oh, is it full of shit or whatever, and the guy who opened the door was like, do you want to see? And of course the two dudes were like, fuck yeah, I want to see. Of course it's two dudes. But yeah, they got up and they checked, and it was full of shit. Shocker. So that was cool. No one died. And yeah, I got home super tired. Had 2 coffees today. I bought 2 right away. Drank them both. I'm tired of shit right now. I have to study. Gonna be doing a long day of studying because my exam for security is Tuesday, and my 741 is on Thursday, 29th. Yeah, Thursday. And yeah, my neck was a little sore, and I was expecting. And it was yesterday. It was sore, and it was also like, if I went back like this, it wasn't good. And if I went like, I couldn't. It was kind of pushing itself forward. I couldn't hold I couldn't hold the weight of my own head. So I was expecting it to be kind of like that today, and just painful. I can't move side to side. Woke up today, it didn't hurt at all, and it's kind of still heavy when I'm looking forward, so that's a little rough. But overall, like I'm surprised my neck doesn't hurt more. So that's cool. My voice, as you can tell, is still a little deep. I didn't lose it as like I thought I would. The cough isn't. It's still there, but it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So that's cool. The car ride home, at one point it was just so raining so hard that like my windshield wipers couldn't, like they went up. Whoops, they went up, and it was like nothing happened. They went up, down, and it was so raining so fast that like the windshield wipers did nothing. So that's a little scary. I don't like driving when it's like that. Only a couple times I've done that, driven through something like that. And it was also storming, so it was a lot of lightning strikes, and driving towards them, which was nice. Traffic there and back was pretty fine. And yeah, overall, just a really fun night. I'm glad I went. I'm glad I knew it was going to be a good show. It's one of the few times where I wasn't dreading, like, not that I dread going to shows, but like the closer they come, I'm just kind of like, I'd rather stay home, just because, I don't know, that introverted, homebody type thing gets in my head. And yeah, with this show, it wasn't that. I really was looking forward to it, and I was ready to kick ass on Slipknot, and I did. I left it all out there, dude, and I feel so much better for it. Like, I feel so calm today, so much just at peace, man. Like I said, it was like getting a massage while talking to a therapist. Like, I just feel chill, dude. So, yeah. So, next up, Jesus. Next up, is picking up Dad on Saturday. He's hopefully going to bring back a lot of those chocolate things from Poland, which are like crack cocaine. So that'll be hype. And then Demons and Wizards next Saturday. And then 2 weeks after that, I believe, is 2 or 3 weeks after that is Black Label Society with Alien Weaponry and Black Dahlia Murder. So 25 minutes, holy shit. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I guess another quick thing is that I've been trying to keep. So basically since Jesus, like November maybe, I've been eating out every weekend at least once. So like Subway or Wendy's or a bar burrito or whatever it's called. I get something to eat on Saturday usually, and my weight's been pretty much the same, but my stomach, like I don't know what's happening. Like my gut is coming out, but my weight's staying the same. So I don't know what's going on. So starting this past weekend, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to be going out to eat on the weekends, maybe once a month, but taking a break from that and maybe not buying as many treats, just because literally I'm kind of not over treats. Like I still want to eat sugar and treats on the weekend, but like I don't feel like I want to buy as many, and it's like I'm hungry right now, and even now I'm not like, yeah, well, I want to eat 7,000 cookies and 14,000 brownies and chips and a Snickers bar or whatever. So yeah, so I think this weekend I'm probably just gonna buy cookies, and I'm definitely gonna eat the shit out of the chocolate shit my dad brings back. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. But yeah, trying to watch my weight a little bit with that. Or my gut mostly. My weight's fine. It's just my gut, dude. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that gut. But yeah. I think that's it. I don't know. But if anything, I will most likely make another vlog after Demons and Wizards. But till then, deuces.